Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you are working incredibly hard day after day, but you're just not moving forward? You have big dreams. You want the nice house, the freedom, the respect. We all do. But for some reason, it feels like success is hiding from you. You look at others and wonder, what do they know that I don't? It's a frustrating feeling. But what if I told you that you are likely carrying the keys to your success right in your pocket, but you just haven't realized how to use them yet? Today, I'm going to share a story that might just change the way you see your own life. It's not about magic, it's about understanding the secret to success that most people ignore until it's too late. So sit back, relax, and let's walk down this path together. In a quiet little town, nestled between rolling green hills and a deep flowing river, lived an old man. He wasn't famous, he didn't wear fancy clothes, but everyone in the town knew him. They called him the River Watcher. Every single morning, as the sun was just starting to peek over the mountains, this old man would go down to the riverbank. He would sit on a large flat rock, close his eyes, and just listen to the water. Passers-by would often hear him whispering something. He would say the same phrase over and over again to anyone who walked past. He would say, "You will get what you want. You will get what you want." Most people just shook their heads. They thought he had lost his mind. They would laugh and say, "If I could get what I want just by sitting by a river, I wouldn't be going to this job I hate." And they would keep walking. No one stopped. No one listened. Until one evening, a young man named David was walking down that same dusty path. Now, David was tired. Not just physically tired, but tired in his soul. He was ambitious, young, and full of energy, but he felt stuck. He wanted to be wealthy. He wanted to be the great merchant trading diamonds and pearls across the seas, but he had no money, no connections, and frankly, no hope. David heard the old man muttering, "You will get what you want." Usually, David would have walked past, but that day he was desperate. He stopped. He looked at the old man and said, "Excuse me, sir, do you really mean that? Do you mean that a nobody like me can actually get whatever he wants in this world?" The old man opened his eyes. They were clear and sharp. He smiled warmly and said, "Yes, my son, absolutely. I can give it to you. But there was a condition." David's heart started racing. "I'll do anything," he said. "Just tell me what I need to do." The old man patted the empty space on the rock next to him. "Sit," he said. "You have to believe my words and you have to follow them. First, tell me, what is your dream?" David didn't hesitate. "I want to be rich. I want to be the biggest diamond and pearl trader in the country." The old man nodded slowly. "A big dream. Good. I will give you the diamonds and pearls you need to start. In fact, I will give you the most valuable ones in existence." David was confused. He looked at the old man's tattered clothes. This man didn't look like he had a penny, let alone diamonds. The old man reached out and gently took David's hand. He placed his own wrinkled hand on top of David's open palm. "My son," the old man said, his voice dropping to a serious whisper, "I am placing the first diamond in your hand right now. It is the most expensive diamond in the world. Its name is time." David looked at his empty hand, then back at the old man. "Listen to me." David stood there, processing this. It made sense, but the old man wasn't finished. He took David's other hand. "And here," he said, pressing down on David's other palm, "is the second treasure. This is the most valuable pearl in the world. Its name is patience." "Patience?" David asked. "Yes," the old man said, "because when you start trading your time, things will get hard. You will fail. Doors will slam in your face. You will work hard and see zero results. That is when people quit. That is when they sell their dreams for cheap. But if you hold on to this pearl, if you hold on to patience, you will outlast everyone else. Remember, the power of patience is what turns a grain of sand into a real pearl. It takes grit, it takes suffering, but the result is beautiful." David looked at his two empty hands. They felt heavier now. He realized he wasn't looking for a handout. He was looking for a mindset. He thanked the old man and walked away. But this is where the real story begins. Because understanding the advice is easy. Living it is the hard part. David managed to get a job as a helper for a local merchant. It wasn't glamorous. He wasn't trading diamonds. He was sweeping floors. He was carrying heavy boxes in the hot sun. His back ached. His friends laughed at him, saying, "Is this your big dream, David? Sweeping dirt?" A few weeks in, David wanted to quit. He thought, "I'm wasting my life here." But then he remembered the diamond in his hand: time. He realized that while he was sweeping, his mind was free. So he started listening. He listened to how the merchant negotiated. He watched how they checked the quality of the goods. He stopped going to the tavern at night to drink with his friends. Instead, he used his diamond of time to read books about trade and geography. He was investing his diamond while others were spending theirs on entertainment. Months turned into a year. David was still just a helper. He felt like he wasn't moving. The frustration bubbled up inside him. He worked harder than anyone, yet he was still poor. That's when he had to look at his other hand, the pearl: patience. He told himself, the pearl is forming, layer by layer. It's dark inside the shell, but the work is happening. One day, a shipment of rare stones arrived, but the head merchant was sick. The other workers didn't know what to do. They were panicking. But David stepped up. Because he had invested his time in learning, he knew exactly how to handle the papers. Because he had patience, he didn't rush the deal and get ripped off. He negotiated calm and steady. The owner of the company returned and saw what David had done. He was shocked. He saw that David wasn't just a sweeper, he was a leader. David was promoted, but he didn't stop there. He didn't go buy fancy clothes immediately. He kept investing his time. He kept holding his patience. There were years where the market crashed, years where he lost money, but while other traders panicked and quit, David held his pearl. He waited, he adapted. 20 years later, that same dusty path by the river saw a carriage pull up. A man stepped out, dressed in fine silk, with a confidence that commanded respect. It was David. He was now the biggest diamond trader in the region. He walked down to the riverbank, looking for the old man. But the old man was long gone. David sat on that same flat rock. He looked at the water and smiled. He finally understood. He hadn't become rich because of luck. He became rich because he never wasted the diamond of time, and he never dropped the pearl of patience. My friends, look at your own hands right now. You are holding the same two treasures. We often look for shortcuts. We want the result without the process. But the truth is, self-discipline is simply the act of polishing your diamond of time every single day. When you focus on personal growth instead of just entertainment, you are increasing your value. It won't be easy. Life will test you. It will demand mental strength when things go wrong. But this is where life lessons like David's come in handy. True wisdom is knowing that mindset is everything. If you have the persistence to keep going when it hurts and the focus to ignore the distractions, goal setting becomes easy. You just have to trust the process. So, don't let your time slip through your fingers like water, and don't throw away your patience just because things are moving slow. Hold them tight. They are your wealth. If this story helped you see your path a little clearer, please do me a small favor. Hit that like button. It helps this message reach more dreamers like you. And if you want to keep feeding your mind with stories that matter, make sure to subscribe. Remember, the clock is ticking, but the pearl is growing. I'll see you in the next video.